Okay, this is funny, but despite being a Bharatnatyam dancer who's had full face of makeup done since I turned 11, I was hesitant to even put on lipstick beyond the stage. And that's because I was too scared of judgment, too scared of being too much. Hi everyone, this is Joe. In today's video, I will be discussing about why we need to be too much and how we can start becoming too much. Before I start, I just want to say that there is no such thing as being too much or being too little when you're living your authentic lives. But for the purpose of this video, I will be referring to being too much as negative judgmental belief that the society pushes down our throat in order to be acceptable and fit the standards of this society. I don't know about y'all, but I do not want to be put inside this box that the society has given me and cut down my dreams in order to fit them, in order to be acceptable for them. I don't want to do that. And my guess is if you're watching this, I don't think you want to do that too. And again, just a little disclaimer, when I say being too much, I do not refer to being disrespectful or being a jerk. I'm not referring to that. When I say being too much, I just mean living your life, falling in love with your life, being passionate about your life, and then making space for your dreams and becoming responsible for your own actions. That is what I mean by being too much. When you are being too much, you stop entertaining people and things into your life that shrink you inside this box. Okay, let me put it this way. Excuse me for my drawing. I know I can do better, but this is what I could do in 2 minutes just so I could visually represent what I was thinking. In this box, these are your expectations. As these expectations start to push you closer, you will start suffocating. You will just be buried inside this box of expectations, and there is no way of coming out. Unless and until you start making space for yourself by pushing away these expectations, that is how you will be able to live your own life. Otherwise, you will just end up with a life that you don't like, friends you can barely tolerate, and a job that you don't even want. Okay, that's a lot of existential dread. So, how do we go from getting almost buried in this box to making space for ourselves and finally to breaking away from it? The answer is you need to shift your identity. Okay, this is from the most basic book. It is from Atomic Habits and it's literally in the second chapter. Your identity is not just what you think about yourself, it is also who you surround yourself with, how your environment looks like, and what habits you do on a daily basis. So, this identity of yours needs to be analyzed and optimized for you to actually step into your authentic self. And so, how do you do that? There are two parts to this. First, identifying the problem, and second, the actual shift. In part one, you will be answering these four questions. Take out your notebooks, your pens, and or just screenshot it, but whatever, just answer these questions and I'll tell you why now. Back in fifth or sixth semester, when I wanted to improve my grades, I wanted to take notes every day, but I couldn't do that because one of these classmates of mine told to my face that I was a nerd for participating in class. And that judgment stuck with me. Whenever I wanted to do something academically, that voice was in the back of my head, stopping me from doing the actual thing because I refused to acknowledge it, because I was giving it power by not doing the thing that I wanted to do. And so these questions will help you to exactly identify what judgment and what voices are actually holding you back, and it will help you identify people or things that you need to let go of. So definitely do these questions because it will help you transition to the next part, which is the actual shift. In this part, remember the last question that you answered. The last question from the first part will be your savior here. You need to make a list of small actionable steps that you could do to come closer to your desirable behavior. And for me, that looked like buying a new notebook and having a bit of new stationery to motivate me to take notes daily. And for you, if you want to feel more confident in dressing up, it might look like looking for style inspirations or just mixing up your wardrobe or just layering your outfits or whatever it is that you need to do. You need to do a small thing today and keep building on it. And that's how you actually shift your identity. It's by doing actionable steps. You can't just think about this thing and then expect it to magically change your life. You can't do that, bro. You need to take actions and become responsible for your change. So start small and show up always. In doing so, you will be starting to attract people who have the same mindset as you, who want to actually become better like you. And you will also encounter people who cannot tolerate your growth and will just keep passing judgment on how you become different or how you change. And when you encounter these people, you need to stay away from them. That's what the first part is for. You need to identify and then you need to step away from these people. When I started wearing makeup, I had a lot of people who made fun of me for wearing that, who made fun of me for being confident. But I also had other set people who were inspired by me and who asked me for the shade, who told me that I looked nice, who gave me compliments, and who also wanted to grow with me. There will always be two kinds of people. You just need to know who you have to eliminate from your life and who you can allow to stay to watch you grow. So that is definitely a bonus of being too much. That brings me to the end of the video. I hope you liked it, and also please subscribe, like, share. Am I missing something? Okay, comment. It'll help me to reach a wider audience, and I'll meet you in the next one. Bye.